Yeah, Philly! Wake up, crank it loud, and get ready for the real morning sports show! From South Philly to Broad Street, from the Link to Citizens Bank Park, this is where Philly fans come to ride! Made blue collar city loud and proud. Turn it up and scream it now. Every morning, every play, Philly passion leads the way. Feel the air. Turn it on and raise the sound. Feel the air. The loudest sports show in town. Green and red, orange and blue. Philly sports runs through and through. It's a rap sports network. We bring the fire to you.
That's right. We bring the fire to you. Welcome to Philly AM Sports with Al and Mike. I'm Al. He's still Mike. Guys, what is going on? You had your first taste of Eagles football last night. Maybe not the best taste, but the first taste. And the Phillies, had played in the cornfield on Thursday night and are now have what they call a winning streak in baseball. Mike, with 2 games in a row against the Minnesota Twins. Take that for what it's worth. Guys, welcome in. And we'll have one little Sixers topic for you tonight, guys. Or this morning. Get all mixed up today. But welcome in, guys. Mike, what is going on, my friend?
Good morning, Al. Good morning, everybody. And, first taste of football for the Birds. Kind of lackluster in some ways. But, again, it's preseason. What do you expect? I didn't expect them to be, I didn't expect them to come out and put 40 points up last night. And again, no starters. So I don't care. But watching some of our I did see a little bit of the skin game on Friday.
Mm-hmm.
And I watched some of their starters play. If Matty B still thinks they're going to come in here and beat the Eagles, oh man, I don't know. I might want to take them up on that bet. I actually watched their starters play. They played for about a quarter, and they didn't look as good. I'll put it this way: the Eagles starters looked better last night than the Washington.
Listen, and I'm not going to use the old excuse that it's preseason, it's the first game, all that kind of stuff. But it goes for everybody. I mean, it's the first game. I watched a little bit of Matty B's show last night doing the post-game show. That man, hardest worker in sports right now. It is the first game, but both teams, it was the first game. The Braves, the Ravens game seemed to become more prepared. I'll agree with that wholeheartly. There was some good, bad, and ugly. There's some good. I will talk about that in a moment. But some. I think the bad or the ugly is, I'm worrying about depth just from what I saw there. Like, if we put our starters in, this team's going to look a lot better. But, what is our depth going to look like? Again, I'm not basing it off one game, but it is.
I'm liking the O-line depth, though. I will say that. I saw Willie Lumpkin. I thought he looked pretty good last night. Markel Bell looked. Trot looked good. Markel Bell looked good last night.
Ringo's a broken clock. It's right twice a day. That kind of thing. But
it's the same. I had hopes for that kid because he was really good in college.
Yeah, no, I everybody thought he was going to be the steal. Just you get him at a low price and kind of overlooked, but he might just be a special teamers kind of guy from here on out. News went shout out to Jordan Baez. Completely different home run, 3 completely different home runs in his first 3 MLB at bats. That's like throwing a 900 series in your first PBA tour. Yeah, so for anybody who doesn't know, that's the St. Louis Cardinals' new young up-and-coming guy that just got his first 3 at-bats. What was this, Friday night? Friday night, I think it was. Or Thursday night, I forget. But whatever it was. First 3 at-bats, 3 home runs. Cubbies fans were just in complete shock watching this go down. That's pretty cool. Are you kidding? Yeah, no, that's all true. Sounds like my decision not to watch the game was well justified. Yeah, listen, I'm going to say this right now, but I'm going to give another Al, and a guy I'm actually going to get on the show, hopefully, in the not too closer to the beginning of the Eagles season, Al Thompson, who used to work with us at EOP, works and runs football stories. I've kind of guested on his show numerous times in the past. He follows the Eagles. He's in the locker room with the Eagles, so he's been doing that for 30 plus years or whatever. He always said that, it might not seem fun to us and meaningless, but in essence, it's kind of the ultimate, like NFL preseason would make the best. They should make it kind of like a drama show out of it, or a real, what's it called?
Reality show
out of it, because that's what it is. There's guys literally fighting for their careers, who made it that far, got picked up by a team, but literally fighting for their careers. He said, I look at preseason football like 4 guys sitting at a table and a briefcase full of money that only one guy can get. And that's a good point when you look at it that way. But the first preseason game to me is the worst. And nowadays, especially now that no starters will play normally in these situations. And actually the last one, this one coming up might be a little more fun, Mike, because it's the drama that's going to come around it. So let's be prepared for the
practices are going to be.
Yeah, there's going to be. We're going to hear about some scrapping in the Eagles combined practice with the New England Patriots coming up this week. So I love new.
Oh yes, yeah. I saw that. But oh man.
Yeah, like I said, I'm not judging this year off of one preseason game, but I'm going to say from a depth standpoint, it puts a little bit of fear of God into me. And, I'll give him some time, but 38 years old, 38 years young, I should say. I don't see the Red Rifle being our backup. I don't know why.
He's going to get flipped.
You're going to keep him on a third guy and let him be kind of a McCown kind of situation, let him coach. That's fine, but I just don't see it. If he gets into the game, I think we're effed.
I don't think so. I don't. Because again, this is a timing offense, and Andy Dalton can throw the ball. Even at 38, he can still sling it. And the one I'm really worried about is Cole Payton. Like, how are the Eagles going to stash him away? Because I feel like if he becomes gets anywhere near the practice squad, I think he's getting picked up.
Maybe, but it's not something I'm going to lose sleep over. Like, Cole Payton got some stuff done with his feet last night. He wasn't like he was sitting there just gunning dudes down, laser rocket right armed like the guy.
No, he wasn't.
Before Andy Dalton. So he's a guy I'm not going to lose sleep over. Like, that's just the truth of the matter. Like, I'm not going to lose sleep over it. I'm not going to sit here and be like, oh no, don't get rid of him. Like some of the McKeisters got with Tanner McKee.
Yeah, but you know what?
I think Tanner McKee could be a better player if he had more of a chance to play full time. I just don't think he's as good as some people think he is.
My question I'm going to ask you is, do you think a guy like Cole Payton could be the Eagles' version of a Taysom Hill? Because I could see that.
Well, that's what he's been compared to. And I think Ross Tucker said that during the game, like, that people have compared him to him. Mm-hmm. And he said, no, I'm a quarterback.
That'll change.
If you want to make a team, that'll change. So
exactly.
You'll wash. Yeah, I'll say phrasing, but you'll wash our balls for us if we ask you if you're going to go.
Wow.
Yeah, but the only way to make preseason go away is not to consume it. I have to live by it. I mean, preseason's not going to go away. They need preseason. As a coach, I can tell you need tune-up games. You need games that you can see what you Give me times I've had guys like play in practice like this guy's going to be a great player, and then like he gets in the game and he looks like a deer in headlights, and vice versa. I looked at guys and like, oh, he just doesn't look like he's going to be able to fit it, and then something light switch flicks in their brain, and all of a sudden like the next second coming of Brian Dawkins or something. You know what I mean? Like it happens with players, but Bob saying was so bad it turned off at halftime. Yeah, I mean that's the thing is like you're looking for competitive football that means something on the record sheet, and you're not gonna get that. And you're literally watching guys that I'm probably giving them not enough, but 50% of these guys won't even see the football field, let alone make a team.
Yeah, and the thing about this is just think back in the day they used to play 6 preseason games. Imagine that. Like you're talking like end of July they started playing games.
Yeah, they were actually talking about that with Mike Quick in the post game because it's like they kind of give him a hard time. It's his 44th year as an Eagles broadcaster or something like that, and he said, "Remember when there were 6 preseason?" Like John Clark's got to be the guy ribbing him a little bit. I need 2 of the games just to go half away. Listen, I honestly think they would make better if they just did instead of doing a game. And I get you have to like just do situational football in the joint practices and find a way of broadcasting them if you can. That would be more beneficial to me than and more exciting to watch to me than these preseason football games.
Yeah,
you get 10 red zone plays, they get 10 red zone plays, and some special teams plays, things like that. Like structure it a little better. I think you can make preseason a little bit more exciting. Or you can't because it's preseason, and like you said, you're not getting invested in anybody that you'll never see play again.
Did anybody on the Eagles stand out to you last night?
Trotter. I think Trotter's my biggest standout because he's a guy that people like. I especially with losing Nakobe Dean. We all like how you're going to be replacing Nakobe Dean. The guy seems to be on every play. Trotter was that guy who was on every play. I think he was at 6 tackles total plus a sack. Him and Ty Robinson is another guy that we thought who we were high on and seemed like he just kind of fell back into the old Homer Simpson meme when he's falling back into the bush. Came and showed up early in the game. It was first quarter, so that was good to see. It wasn't like just some random time later in the game.
That's who I was going to say was Ty Robinson. Ty Robinson, he looked remarkable at certain points in that game last night. So, or in the first half. But
I think Trot overall from defensively had the better overall game than anybody else did, like single player did. You got the cornerback Wade. He punched the ball loose from the Ravens. And then that guy Thomas, Ambry or Abry, however you say his name, he recovered the ball, but that was cool. Like the defense definitely looked a lot better than offense, and that tends to happen, especially early in football. Like it's a lot easier to get ready for defense than it is to get for offense. There's a lot more stuff to learn. But like I said, overall, Trot had a better game. People got excited about the Keely Ringo thing, his interception. I'm like, yeah, but you have to take the good with the bad with Keely, and he's no more than a depth piece. And if we see Keely, that's in my eyes not going to be great.
Right, exactly. You don't want to keep saying him. All right. Well, listen, they get to move on this week, right? They get to go see their former buddy and AJ Brown. I'm pretty sure there'll be a lot of love. AJ got what he wanted. He wanted out. He wanted to go to New England. He's there.
Do you think there'll be anything really to talk about, or do you think it'll be more? If there's anything, it's just going to be like media kind of fire.
I think it's more media than anything else because, for all intents and purposes, every interview that I've seen with him with AJ Brown on it, he pretty much just said, "Look, I'm here now. I have nothing but love for the family." He always. That's one thing I'll say to him, about him. He's not. He said he has love for the fan base, has love for the city. He said, I won a Super Bowl here. So to him, he doesn't really have nothing to complain about. He got what he wanted.
But he will. He's that kind of. So that's the kind of thing people have to remember. He's a diva, and that's who the divas will be. No matter, he'll be a diva to the day he's dead.
Listen,
he's never going to have a humbling moment where he's going to come back. You know what, guys? Well, maybe I can't say never, but it won't happen until retirement for years to come. You know what I mean? Like,
Probably. Well, that's how most wide receivers are. So but I personally didn't find anything wrong that he said. Listen, he didn't want to be here no more. The Eagles made that happen, and they traded him to the place he wanted to go. So to me, AJ Brown's got nothing to complain about. But listen again. But then that's going to make him. It's going to make him look bad if he starts complaining about it. They're going to be like, "Hold on, man, you won a Super Bowl there. Okay, you were a Pro Bowler every year you were there. Okay, they traded you where you wanted to go. Oh, and by the way, they paid you not once but twice. Like, come on, man. After a while, you can't. Pretty soon people are going to start looking at him, going, "Dude, you're just never going to be happy." But I think leading into that, it's going to be all. I think they're going to take. I think the high road. I know the Eagles will definitely take the high road on this. But it's going to be interesting to see. He was getting into fights with Christian Gonzalez. I can only imagine what's going to happen when he locks up with Q. So
yeah, right. Noom said, you want to make preseason mean more? Best preseason record in your local group gets an extra bye season. It may break your brain for a second, but it could work. Well, yeah, it's called stakes. Right now, the only stakes that any team has is seeing what they got and seeing that they, have a diamond in the rough or some, unsigned, undrafted free agent or something. We got a taste of the two guys who've never played a lick of football again, with Bernard and what was the other guy? Wayru, how he was, all that kind of stuff. Guys definitely look, there were some positives, but you could definitely tell that they were still learning the game of football. Like, and even Vic Fangio said, listen, temper your expectations here. Guys have never played football again. And your first, the odds of them coming out and Jordan Mailata, they interviewed him when they got their chance, talking about how it was for him and all that. So it's temper the expectations and all that stuff. But here we go. Matty B has awakened from his slumber. Stop worrying about A.J. Brown. Start worrying about the issues of depth with this team and the coaching that allowed an unprepared team to take the field. So, Matty, I guess you just opened the coffin and the cobwebs before you hit the play button, kind of just cleared them out a little bit. I gave you that. I said that you said that, and I agree with you that the one thing is I do worry about depth on this team with that, and the seemingly unpreparedness of this offense. So again, is it? I'm not making excuses. Is it the Sean? With the new offensive coordinator, all that stuff plays. But a lot of teams have new offensive coordinators, including the Ravens, who played last night. So it's not really an excuse at all. I'm just wondering if I'm a little worried about more in the depth than the unpreparedness.
But where are you worried about depth at? That's what I'm like.
Well,
are you worried about?
Offensive line would be one of them.
From what I seen last night, the offensive line wasn't that bad, and I'm talking about the backups.
And I guess if Jalen went down, would be my number 2.
Okay, I mean, yeah, the backup quarterback situation. You literally have it's going to be between Tanner and Andy Dalton. So, but
I think we have a homer quota on.
Yes. There is a home. We got to get a tracker. Every time he says homer.
I wonder if there's there has to be some. StreamYard has to have a tracker every time the word homer said. I think he gets a quarter from YouTube or something every time he uses the term homer. Maybe he's got to deal with the Simpsons. I don't know.
Yeah, but to me, honestly, is these games are what they are. They're meaningless. Getting your team ready, and nobody plays starters anymore. So basically, it's your backups. This is the only time really your backups are going to play, unless. It was that.
Phil's hope is Crawford, McFarland, Painter. It's just in time to shot in the arm. We're
gonna get into that
a little bit in a moment. wasn't that bad. The Eagles had offense series that lasted 15 seconds. The Birds ran 40 plays. That's my point. Is they are. That's why I
listen. I'm not saying it was, it was a great, but take it for what it is. It's preseason. It's a preseason game. Now, if this happened in a regular season game, I would be right there with Maddie. I'd be screaming, bitching, and yelling, complaining. It's preseason, guys. Relax. Take a breath, will you? Some of these guys ain't even going to be playing football in 2 weeks. Hell, some of them may not even be playing football in a week. Like, give me a break with that. Like,
it's really hard to judge a team even the first couple weeks of regular season because it's like preseason to them because these guys haven't touched like a football. But I agree with him from the preparedness and the depth part of things.
Hold on. And I just got to cut in here. He said the Ravens backups were prepared. It was 7-0 at halftime. 7-0. How prepared were they? Like, get out of here. You know what this game is? This game was a typical preseason game. Your fourth, fifth, and sixth and seventh squads are better than our fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, and eighth squads. That's all this was. Like, give me a break with this. I mean, I'm looking right here at it. I'm looking at the,
stats.
I'm looking at the stats right here. They weren't blowing things up either. Some guy by the name of Joe Fangio, that's his name.
I know.
22 of 28 for 224 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. Oh, the next Joe Montana here. Like, give me a break. Come on. That's all it was. They had better, I'll say they had better depth. Okay? Their depth players were more prepared than the Eagles' depth players.
We're worried about the depth.
Yeah, come on, are you seriously? Yeah, number 2 and number 3. Oh, the Eagles gave up a whole whopping 7 points in the first half. Oh, God. You're worried it now. And, Maddie, if you want to take that bet, I would be more than happy to bet you on opening week because I watched the Washington team play, and, oh, God, if you think they're going to come in here and win, we'll make a bet on that because their ones actually played with the exception of Daniels. Daniels didn't play, but their ones played, and they look like garbage.
Dooms, and this is me too. This is one thing is I try to focus in on one group or one player or two and look at the individual performances because that's really what it is. That we always say football's a team sport, correct? Mm-hmm. But individual performances in preseason is the big key thing. And sometimes it's hard to stand out individually when, listen, if you're a secondary guy and your defensive line's killing it for you, it's easy to get picks, right? But like take the Keely Ringo pick. He got in the right position, got ahead of the route, and was able to easily pick that. It was a good pick,
Listen,
you have to take the good with the bad with Keely because he gets very nervous when guys hit routes and he starts tugging on jerseys and they're looking for it with him. I think he's he's well known. But
can I ask you a question?
It's a individual thing. Go ahead.
Can I ask you a question? Do you think maybe Ringo might finally get it? Like maybe you think now maybe the game's maybe slowing down for him? Like I know he's been here.
If it hasn't, then it's never going to.
Right. I'm just saying maybe he might be a late bloomer. I'm not. Trust me, I'm not.
This would be really late. I mean, how long has Keely been on this team for now?
4 years. 4 years.
Are you sure it's 4?
No,
5 or 6?
3. No, he ain't been. No, he came in with the Nolan Smith. He was part of the
Nolan. Yeah. Okay.
He came in with Jalen Carter, Nolan Smith.
Okay, I thought it was 4, but I thought I was wrong. Okay.
No, he came in that draft. So, like I said, some players may take a little longer to develop in this game. I'm not saying he's going to develop into an All-Pro, but
yeah, I also think how the Eagles have looked at him. Like, listen, he does well on special teams. That's great. But let's see if we can have him for a depth piece. But right now, I'm not sold on him in any which way outside of special teams. Titans beat the Niners, so that means the Titans are going to be better to watch out. Are going to better watch out, guys. Packers only scored 9 points versus the Steelers. Oh my God, the Steelers are going to the Super Bowl. All sarcasm. Yeah, I that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm not gauging anything off there. The only thing I'm gauging is the depth from and again, that can change next week because these guys look at the film, see where they went wrong, make adjustments, and see what's going on. I'm not judging anything for the rest of the season. I'm not even, to be honest with you, week one, there's like a brick wall right here for week one to me. I'm not even looking at week one. I don't want to look at week one. I just want to see what we have. I mean, did the Ravens have like the best
They have the best record every year. They win
preseason
majority.
or whatever?
Yeah, I think it was like 6 years. I think they finally lost one. They've lost like one game in 6 years. So again,
there's no guarantee wins for a team coming off an 11-6 season, first round playoff exit, a new coordinator, no number one wideout. Any team that can come here and beat them, put down the home.
Obviously, you can say that all you want. I watch football, dude, and I watch just more than my team, Maddie. And I'm telling you now, that Skins team or that Washington team is not going to come in here and win. Like, you could sit there and try to, get everything, try to get me fired. I'm not fired up. All I said was put your money where your mouth is. We will make a little wager on that, okay? And I will tell you this right now. And I'll even, whatever the point spread is, okay? Whatever the point spread is, I'll give it to you. Because I just don't – I don't think – you got to look – this is where roster construction actually comes into play, okay? I think Jaden Daniels is a great quarterback. I really do. But I think Washington has failed him, okay? Even with the addition of Stephon Diggs.
Yeah. And again, like Jaden Daniels, I talked about that. Matty B was he'd take Jaden Daniels over almost any quarterback outside of Patrick Mahomes and Josh Allen in the NFL right now. And again, I agree with you. I think Jaden Daniels is a very good quarterback, but I can't put him as a great quarterback. And it's sometimes hard. Like I always said because of the way drafting works, the worst team gets the first pick. How many guys could have probably had a lot better careers and been like big household names like your Patrick Mahomes, your Tom Brady's, and all that kind of stuff, but never got the opportunity to do so because of being drafted to the Browns or the Jets or something like that, that just stymied any career opportunity that I had. Like I always go back to remembering when what's his face held out with San Diego and went to New York.
Peyton Manning.
Peyton Manning.
Or, not Peyton. No, Eli Manning. Yeah.
I almost don't blame somebody for doing that if a team's that bad and the organization looks that bad and you're just like, I refuse. I just don't want to play. That's how I look at things. Like I don't blame them because that can be the difference between your career.
Can I ask a question? Like I get it. Guys like Burrow, which by the way, you see Burrow got hurt again. I don't know how long he's out for. Did you see him hobbling?
Yeah.
But guys like Burrow, Josh Allen.
That's another one of guys who keep getting injured who could be better. I mean,
my question about these guys is like, okay, Burrow got to a Super Bowl at least, so I can't really knock him. But guys like Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, like, again, they just, these guys are so great. To me, it's empty calories. It ain't no different than somebody coming in and just, I call it empty calories. They go in and throw for all these yards. For what? And what has it gotten them? When it comes to getting into the biggest games of their lives, they choke.
That's Justin Herbert.
Him too. He's such a great.
You just described my feelings about Justin Herbert. At least in my eyes, Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson have gotten a lot closer and had more opportunity.
Yeah, Justin Herbert can't sniff it.
Like, if you want to talk about empty calories, they should call him Justin Sherbert and be done with him because he is. I guess that's an old thing. A lot of kids are probably out there going, what the hell is Sherbert? What the hell is this guy talking about? If you know what Sherbert is, give me a thumbs up because that means we're best friends. Yeah. But, that's my point with that. Like, these are guys, again, the Ravens always have a really good preseason. But
listen, I don't care.
Playoffs.
Listen, I don't care. The Eagles can go 0-3 and look like utter dog, you know what.
Yeah.
They can go 0-3 and look utter. As long as they're ready to play come week one against Washington, that's when I'll care. Okay? This is what it's for. So guys like Matty who want to get all up in arms, they weren't prepared. Dude, they run vanilla offenses and defenses. Like, come on. Like they don't show nothing. Like, give me a break with that. Like, they look better. Well, okay. Like I said, Look at when the second and thirds were in, it was 7-0. So how much better were they really, Matty? Like, come on, give me a break with that BS. They got good 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th string guys. They got better guys that are going to be on the street in 2 weeks. Like, come on, you can't. You cannot get all up in arms over preseason. I'm sorry, you can't.
I agree with you, but here's the thing: is I'm laughing because I'm contemplating putting up this next message from Elephant in the Room.
Yeah,
your Joe Magnano is the guy that you were talking about from the Ravens, and you called him Fagnito.
Yeah.
So I'm putting it up here.
I'm sorry, I'm bad with names.
I know, but I'm putting it up here because I might get yelled at on this one. If Magneto can control metal, what does that mean? Fagnito can control a bundle of sticks.
Yes. More sun checking in.
It caught me off guard, guys. That's why I've been laughing. Not at Mike, not at any of you guys, except for Elephant. Rossick's Crusher was really on display last night.
Again, yeah, they had better from fifth on down. They were better. Give me a break. They're second and third. They were losing 7-0.
Bob doesn't believe in the Commanders coming in here week 1 either. I want to know why no one is in the stands for preseason and why tickets are so much cheaper. Because no one cares or thinks seasons are won or lost in the preseason because only 15% of his playbook is used. It's a myriad of things, but yes, the playbook's gonna be vanilla, and that's the problem with preseason because nobody wants to show anything. No real starters are going to play. It's cheap for guys. Like I used to use this so I could take the family to it, just so I could take the boys when they were younger and be like, fine, because I'm not going to be able to afford to take you to $350 ticket games. I'm not going to spend $1,500 to bring you guys to a game, unfortunately. Sorry.
You got to take out a small mortgage now to go to a game.
Yeah, pretty much. Eagles will be better. That's usually how it works. Eagles will be better when the starters play. So that throw and the 2-point conversion Josh Allen had where he could have beaten the Eagles tells you a lot of what you need to know, what we need to see with Josh Allen. Yeah, well. Yes, Al has hair. How's that hair for a while? It's been a while. By the way, welcome back, buddy. It's good to talk to you.
Hold on. There you go.
It doesn't matter what team it is. In week 1, anything can happen. Okay, stop there before you even read the rest of whatever rhetoric's about to come. I agree with you wholeheartedly. I agree with you for week 1, week 2, and even a little bit into week 3. You know what I mean? Like, that's why we say it's almost like preseason. I agree with you, Matty, and that's why we're saying we're not.
But here's the thing:
the sky isn't falling at the same time. And now let's read the rest of it, and I'll let you say what you got to say. Your blind confidence in the Eagles is disturbing. Plus, don't the homers use excuses for the first 4 games as the preseason?
That right there is him talking out of both sides of his mouth. It doesn't matter what your team is. It's week 1. Anything can happen. Now, but then he said, but don't use the first 4 weeks as a preseason. Okay, that's fine. What I'm saying to you is this: usually, your first 4 weeks, it's not about scheme; it's about who's got the better players. The first 4 weeks. The first 4 weeks, nobody's good. Nobody's good, and I think the Eagles got a better roster. They got better players, and I think they're gonna win that game. Like, I'm sorry, I don't believe that.
Also, you have to kind of go with based on what you know, right? And that's all the stuff from last year, and then some of the changes they made into this year. I really can't base anything I learned from this game off of, like, for instance, if one of the running backs or wide receivers, or even defensive secondary guys or anybody on this team had a stellar game, say Ty Robinson came out at 4 sacks this game, we'd be excited about it. It'd be nice to see. Makes you hopeful for him into the future, but also could be this guy's a gamer when it comes to non-real game situations or second and third string guys, right? Am I wrong about that? Like
no, that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm sorry, that's probably going to get cut.
Yeah, I know.
Put out there. I butchered his name.
22 for 28, 223 yards and a touchdown.
Yeah, I mean, oh God, yes, he had
it doesn't mean anything,
It don't. And I'm going to even do reverse. If the Eagles go up there next week and they go to New England and they have a killer game up there, right? and they sling the ball all around, and Andy Dalton or Tanner McKee or Cole Payton, they have I'm going to be just as docile as I am now about it because it's preseason. That's what you're meant to do. Like, okay, the Eagles didn't look good last night. I should say their third, fourth, and fifth starters. The offense, but neither did Baltimore's. Baltimore it was 7-0 at halftime. Like anything after halftime, you take with a grain of salt because it's guys literally fighting for their lives. I like watching.
That's why people turn on. Here's the thing: that's
nobody watches. Yeah,
halfway through. If the Eagles were getting blown out 24-0, say at halftime in week 3, 4, 5, or even week 1 and above, people even watch the game into the fourth quarter just to see if anything gets better, to bitch and moan more. The reason you turn off the TV if the team's getting blown out is because this means nothing at this point. That unless somebody has an individual standout moment, that means nothing. That's why I'm not going to lose my voice and my temper over what happened. But I'm also not going to sit here and crown them Super Bowl champions. Nobody is. Nobody. Nothing has ever won in that way. It's just like saying you could have a baseball. You could have a undefeated March, April, and that could be absolutely nothing for you, right? Yeah, I just know who's writing those comments without saying the name. No, come on. You don't think it could be anybody here. What's up, Bruce Harper, my boy? Hey, Mike.
Bruce.
How is it a college game is more compelling than any? I think a college game because
the atmosphere is one. The atmosphere is second to none. Like I don't even care. Like
college,
the best. Like Seattle's got supposedly the best home field. I will take the atmosphere of Penn State over Seattle's any day. But those kids.
Well, here's the other thing: it's college game, a legitimate college game. I think anything where there's stakes. That's what makes sports any which way compelling to us. Because let's be honest, if the Eagles win the Super Bowl this year and any other year, does Mike Laro's life, like, do you get a bonus, Mike? Do you get some financial? Do you get like a couple extra days off from work? Do you get any? Does anything for Mike Laro happen outside of a swelling of pride that your team, your city, just hoisted the Lombardi Trophy?
If I place a couple shekels on the game,
okay,
before the season,
you can play. Hold on, you can play shekels on any other team winning and win.
You can.
Yeah, like you could watch the Super Bowl where the Eagles aren't even in it and win $10,000. I just won $5,000 in last year's Super Bowl. It happens. So my point is, and that was a block pull. That's just sheer freaking luck, right? My point is, that's the point of sports in general. Are the stakes? Sports are a drawn out athletic drama. That's what they are. They're a soap opera, and that's why people wanted to talk about AJ Brown so much and get all upset. Or Vic Fangio is going to retire. We might have to change that up too. And it's the drama that comes along with it. So yeah, anytime there's stakes, even like a high school game there where there's a win-loss stake is more compelling than an NFL.
Well, here's the thing, like also too with college too, like they hit the ground running. There is no preseason for college. Like, you don't have like Penn State and Temple meeting up to play a preseason game. They just hit the ground running. And that's why I'm like, that's to me why I think college is a little more, because you could be a national champion contender and get knocked off week 1, and then you're right back down the middle of the pack. You got to fight the rest of your way to try to get into the playoffs now. So,
college football is better because they are playing their hearts out to make the NFL one day. That's the other thing is, if you think about it, the college is Eagles is NFL preseason all season long. Because there's a lot of guys who play college football who will never see the NFL. Right. And a lot of guys who do go see the NFL won't even make an NFL team. So it's, what is it again? Stakes and drama. That's kind of what comes into it.
All right, hold on.
Elephant saying true, but I'm not sure, I guess, what we're talking about generally right now.
Hold up on 1 second. Let's pay our bills real quick. Okay. Guys, don't forget, it is Sunday. Matty B, the hardest working man in.
If that doesn't get the girls going, I don't know.
Yeah, there it is. Look at that handsome. He will be back again today. That's right, as he will be hosting the Fightins final. Don't forget to look out for his segment on Down on the Farm. And this is our schedule for today. As you can see, it is that and that's for next week. Sorry, guys. There we go. There we go. So we have the Fightins final with Matty B, and then you get another dose of Matty B, where we'll be calling us homers at 10 o'clock tonight on the final word. So make sure you guys tune in for that.
His notes are going to start off the first hour just yelling about us.
Oh, most definitely. And real quick, where the heck? I know I had it in here somewhere. Oh, well. Oh, here it is. Don't forget, guys, Tuesday, August the 25th, me and Paul Spencer are back for Props, Locks, and Parlays. We will be on at 8 o'clock. So make sure you guys tune in for that as we get you ready. And, of course, Wednesday, September 2nd, the Happy Valley Huddle. That's right. It will now be moved as a show, not a pre and post game. So make sure you guys tune in as we get the Matt Campbell era underway out there in Happy Valley. So I am pumped, man. The 2 new shows that I'm returning for Props, Locks, and Parlays. Also, we got to give a little note too this Saturday. The Birds Flyby. Yeah. As they get ready for those New England Patriots. And of course, Al, we like to tell the guys next Sunday morning, you guys will have a off day. From me and Al, you will not be seeing us because we are taking a off week next week just to gather our thoughts, get ready coming in. And I don't know, maybe I might go to the beach and sit there for a day. I don't know. What do you say, Al?
Yeah, right. Matty B he's just counting he's sad because the homer count's going to go down majorly. Mike Lauro, man of many hats, and that's true figuratively and really. He has many hats. He is one of the few people who rival my hat collection, and actually I'm giving him a new one, a Penn State hat. He's probably going to rock the first week of Penn State football for you.
Yeah, man.
Let's go back to something. Mike, do you feel the Phillies will make the playoffs? All right, we're going to talk about that in a second, so we'll come back to that, Bruce. You think the Eagles will win more than 10 games this season? I think so. I think so.
Yeah, I do. I
don't even think it's hard for me to believe bare minimum is 10 at this point. At this point, we'll see if anything changes. Mike?
I got them going 11-5.
Yeah.
So
shekels. Mike has been betting since they've been using shillings.
I was.
3 days of Matty BG is I don't know if you want to make money. Mike, I feel the top time for to go. Mike, I feel this is the top time to go to the shore. Yeah, it is, Bruce, because a lot of people are getting ready to go back. If you have young kids, people are getting ready about going back to school, all that kind of stuff. Outside of Labor Day, I think August, and it's a good time to go to Florida. Actually, this is when Florida is the
emptiest.
I took my wife's there right now because a lot of Florida schools start early. That's the number one thing people don't know. Real early because Florida's so hot. Nobody wants to go to the beaches in August. They go to beaches in February and April. Why the hell would you want to go in August when it's 117 degrees?
Yeah.
I know Mike has Rocky IV DVDs signed by Machine Gun Tommy in his collection.
I actually have a Tommy Morrison autograph. No bullshit. Yeah, I actually do.
I'm pretty sure you said that one time.
I did. I do.
Last week, July, and first 2 weeks in August is statistically most populated time at the shore.
That's why I'm waiting until the third week to go.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
All right. Al, we got to transfer over and talk about this baseball team. So far, their trip to St. Louis and Minnesota, they win today. Looks like they're going to have a successful road trip if they win today. If they can break out the brooms, Yeah,
no, they could have a successful road trip. I heard somebody say they should plant more corn out at Citizens Bank Park for Kyle Schwarber. After what were your feelings on
it was, I don't know. It's really weird. I was really hyped for this season. Like the All-Star game was here. I knew we were going to be in the Field of Dreams game. And to me, I just felt like both games were kind of was like, Like, I don't know. Like, I was disappointed in the All-Star game. I really was. I was disappointed A little bit, but
where were you disappointed from like how the National League just offensively didn't show up?
yeah, that and it was just I don't know. Like I don't. It felt like it was like we were waiting for it to finally get here, and it was by like that. And that's to me how it felt with the All-Star game. The Field of Dreams game, I thought it was kind of cool. I love the fact that they walked through the corn, but just to have your team there.
Yeah, it's like it's something if I had the opportunity to go to, I would have. But like I'm not gonna break the bank to go to it. And like, again,
yeah, it was expensive to go to that game.
On Netflix, I don't know if that makes me happier or sadder.
Well, all Netflix did was pick up MLB Network's telecast.
I think they changed the graphics up a little bit. Other than that,
a little bit, but that's about it. It was basically an MLB Network telecast.
It was a fluff thing, Bruce, and I think I agree with you on this. It wasn't must-watch TV for people. Like I gotta watch this. Like maybe because it was a kind of a national like game because it was on Netflix, and if you're just like if it like Mike, would you watch if it wasn't the Phillies in that game?
No, I've been finding something to do. Like I thought it was cool.
And I think that's why they put the Phillies in it because they know some people watch Phillies to hate on them. And they know Phillies fans, they come in droves. They will watch in droves. It's a really good, safe bet to put them instead of like the Twins versus the Detroit Tigers or the Twins against the Kansas City Royals type game. You need to put a big market in there somehow.
I felt like the best one that they did, I believe, wasn't it? Didn't they do a Battle of Chicago there? They did White Sox and Cubs. I want to say they did one there, and I probably thought that was probably the best one. Mark's trying to call it just cost me money.
Dude, it's funny because I didn't put any product in my hair, so I got all the rays today. I just had to shower this morning. Because I'm gonna be wearing a hat all day, and I don't like putting the gel in my hair because it just ruins my hats. But so I've got called Tom Arnold and Dan Aykroyd when I do this multiple times. So thanks, Barshani. Kevin James has also fallen into that category as well.
I've gotten accused of being called him too. Somebody said I looked like Larry the Cable Guy the other night. I turned around, I said, "That's a first."
Yeah. Hopefully, the Dreams game snaps the Phillies out of whatever has ailed them since the England game, almost literally. Yeah, no. They need something, and again, I'm not getting super excited over having two good offensive victories over the Minnesota Twins. You know what I mean? Like the Phillies have become to me, and I hate to sound super negative, but I guess it goes par for the course, is that I think the Phillies are a good team, but not a great team. They're not a team that's going to win a World Series. They might make the playoffs. They might get through a wild card series, as we talked about earlier, Mike. But they have to go up against the Dodgers, are a really good team who's hot. And the offense just does what they do, and it fends us. I hope you're right, Nooms. Yeah, walking through the corn was cool. Again, would you been okay if that was just like a commercial versus like all part of the game?
Yeah, I would have. I mean, to be honest with you, like I said, Al, to me, I just feel like the Phillies, I think they take that final step back in this process. So far, they've lost the LCS. They've been beaten in the divisional the last couple of years. I think this is the year that they get beaten in the wild card. I really do. I just, I don't have any faith in them.
For me to argue you, there's no reason for me to.
They're just too inconsistent. So, I to me, honestly, and you got to look at it that way. Do you see them going to LA in a 3-game set and winning 2 out of 3 there? I don't.
No.
I'll be more interested to see.
They wouldn't go to LA anyway. LA's probably going to be.
They're number 3 right now.
Are they 3? That's right, they are. I'm looking at. Hold on, let me pull up the standings. I have them right here.
Oh no, Atlanta just dropped the number 3.
The Braves are number 3.
All right. Okay, but so they
close game. They're only about one. Dodgers are 74 and 50, and the Braves are 73 and 50. So they've only played one more game and won it. That's really the big difference between them. I mean, there's not a big. Milwaukee's 76 and 48.
Milwaukee's actually playing the Braves now, or they're playing the Dodgers now.
Yeah.
So, but I mean, listen, for me, honestly, I just don't. I just don't see it, man. I really don't. I just don't
It
see
would
them
take
going
it would
there.
take a miracle. Listen, it would take the Phillies to have the early success of 2022 and like just the guys that play above their standards that we know they currently play at and ride that wave all the way to the end. If the offense can just wake up, then we have a fighting chance. But I just don't see that happening.
Like, I will say this, over the last couple starts, Aaron Nola's looked pretty good over his last couple starts. Okay, he looked really good, but again, you got to kind of temper it because this is the Minnesota Vikings or Minnesota Twins. I'm sorry. So you got to kind of temper that, but I mean, he looked good. Luzardo looked good yesterday. Again, it's the Twins, so I'm not. I'm not. I just don't see it. I want to see how they play against the Braves now because we haven't seen the Braves since early on in this season, and I want to see how they play against them coming up in this last 2 series that they have with them in September. Before I judge that, because they got their players back healthy now, so let's see, and as far as they got 3 with Milwaukee still to come here, so that's going to be kind of the litmus test. So I mean, I don't have no. If it's the Braves or if it's the Dodgers, I fear the Dodgers a lot more than I fear the Braves. I think the Braves get in. They got to play a wild card series. You got a shot.
Yeah. But yeah, I think we already mentioned it, so I guess it wouldn't. You can say whatever, Bruce, who you feel it's. If it's Brad Pitt, I understand. People say that a lot too, as well. Do we ever get Matty B's thoughts on LeBron? Yes, they're all positive.
Yeah, they were. He was positive about that, which was shocking.
Yeah, I believe he actually it excited him. I guess a way of saying it. That it made him want to watch the Sixers. I guess again because I think it was either that or Embiid going with the only thing that brought him back. But it's a great time for Stott, Bohm, Crawford, Painter, McFarland, and Marsh to make their more attractive ownerships of the team's leadership and youth. Got to rid themselves of legacy energy. Listen, Bryson Stott was one thing I was gonna bring up. He went over to third. Has Bryson Stott made it hard for the Phillies not to keep him a little bit more long term?
Yeah, that's right. He's
and
defensive standpoint, he's playing great.
Yeah,
he's playing great.
He went over to third base and looks like he's been doing it his whole life.
I'll tell you what, you gotta give a little kudos too to Alec Bohm. Alec Bohm's been, deservedly taking a beating. Guy goes 5 for 5 last night.
Yeah, he's offensively. I mean, he's been batting like .310 since the All-Star break. I think I read somewhere something like that. So
he's starting to hit doubles. He's starting to hit doubles. I mean, and that's what you want to see from Alec Bohm.
Yeah. I guess he means Kyle Tucker, but yes, no, I he's in a major slump. But let's see. I'm hoping they waited to bring up McFarland until his sinker was more consistent, but it was so bad in the pen they had no choice. Absolutely. Remember when the Mets fans were clowning us because Bo picked them over us?
Yeah, that's all right. He's going to opt out this season, so he'll only be a 1-year Met.
Yeah, well, listen, Bo Bichette played it well. I mean, he has a contract; he can stick around. If he doesn't get any seemingly better offers that go anywhere else, he just stays with the Mets and makes the same kind of money. If not, he can leave and go somewhere else if he feels like more he wants to go to a contender, which if he wants to contend, that has to be what he does. But they didn't wait to bring Kirk up, and look what happened. That guy's head is high leverage. The guy's head in high leverage. Listen, we've always complained about things like this, like, oh, they wait too long, and then when they don't wait too long, we complain about it. So it's like
you gotta take the good with the bad.
Sometimes it's not Brad Pitt, but someone much better than Seth Rogen, who is my favorite actor. I've gotten that too a little bit occasionally, I guess, especially with my goofy attitude. If Phillies make the playoffs, I want to make them play the Braves instead of the Dodgers.
Well, it doesn't.
Of course, I would want to too. I think you're hot.
It's a better matchup for first round anyway.
Yeah. But then again, hold on. Hear me out on this. If you had to play a team in a 3-game series, I would rather play the Dodgers in a 3-game series than a 7-game series.
True.
I think the Phillies have a better fighting chance in a 3-game series against the Dodgers than they do in a 7-game series. I know it's crazy.
Well,
but
ain't the second series best of 5?
no, it goes 2-7.
Oh, okay.
Or 3-7. I'm sorry, you get 3 games possibly, but 2 wins. If the Phillies make the playoffs, I want them to play. Oh, we just got that. Big Al looks like he collects protection money in the neighborhood for the Italian mob or the Irish mob. It'd be the Italian mob if you want to go by my heritage. So mean to tell me that Bo Bichette deal is a gift that keeps on taking for the Mets. I love it. It's this time of year. Yeah, right. Al, even your voice is the same, and you are funny, and he looks like. I don't. I mean, I like Seth Rogen money. It's just a style.
Oh man!
All right, hold on. Somebody, hold on. My son actually was the one who said it. Here, he pulled this picture up. I actually have it sitting here. Let me pull it up here. Hold on 1 second. You ready?
Oh Jesus!
Tell me. We'll do a side by side. There it is. There's that. There we go.
Oh boy!
I can see it. It's the coif. It's the coiffy hair. It happens. It's because the hair just sits up way. Hold on. Put that picture back up.
Why does it look like your hairline with Matty B's face?
Oh God! Don't ever do that again.
It does. It looks like they just combined your picture and Matty B's picture combined, and there's Dan Aykroyd. All right, now listen. I know we both got to run today at 10. So, what's your meal of the day, buddy?
Meal of the day. Well, it's going to be on a football field. That's all I can tell you. I will be leaving here and going straight to the football field for what they call a jamboree with my Clifton Heights team from the time I leave here till about, I don't know, 5:30.
Okay.
So it's going to be food trucks for me tonight. I don't know what's there. I just know that's what.
Yeah, me neither. I have no idea what I'm having, but I'm definitely going to have something. So with that being said, guys, don't forget, next week, me and Al are off. We are taking the day off. I'm going to the beach, probably going to get my my lucky Speedo on and go sit out in the sun. Al's probably going to do something.
Unlucky for everybody else. Is that kind of how that lucky Speedo?
Pretty much. I don't care. I turned 50 this year, man. The effort gene just went through the roof, so I could care less now. Make sure you guys tune in later on. Matty B will have you covered. Fighting's final, and he'll also be back tonight for the final word. So make sure you guys tune in to him and give him hell. Give him hell.
I'm sure they will. I'm sure they will. They love. They that's what they come for, to give Matty B hell. But other than that, guys, thank you for joining us. We will not see you next week. I'll be back on Friday, but you won't see me again on Sunday. And
I will be back. Yep, I'll be back Monday for Phillies Marlins.
But other than that, guys, thank you for joining us. Go Birds, go Phils, Sixers, Flyers, and all that stuff in between. Have a great evening, and give Matty B hell.